I'm now officially a bucket hat wearer. Should I wear the bucket hat for Kona is the real question.
I think it's on brand.
No. I need to get little pockets in it so I can put ice in it. There's a lot of room at the top. If I do it, do I tuck the bun underneath? Because that looks weird as hell. I might have to do that and be lame, but I guess it's not about being cool. Well, it is about being cool physically, but maybe not maybe not fashionably cool.
Do you want this? Do you need it? Are you gonna buy it? Do you need it? Okay.
This is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, guys.
South, and there's crazy crosswind.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was supposed to be doing like 70.3 efforts, but I kept just going across the road.
Oh, geez.
So I was just like, okay, try not to die instead.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my legs are pretty tired.
Yeah, fair.
Just finished another week of training. I made it to Brizzy, but I just got here yesterday after being in Lennox for another week and having another good week of training. It was hard, and I was definitely feeling a bit tired by the end of the week. My long run was a bit of a struggle-ish, but I got it done. And I had a sag again for my long run, which was nice. But my long ride was arguably harder than the week before. I don't know, you guys, people can decide. Is 4 by 40 minutes with 20 minutes at Ironman pace, 20 minutes above Ironman pace, and then 20 minutes easy. So basically 4 by an hour. Harder or easier than 4 by 30k at Ironman power with 5 minutes in between, and then 3 by 10k at 70.3 power with 5 minutes easy in between. I would argue the latter session's harder because less rest. What's one thing that's gone better than expected this week? I actually think that I dealt with the fatigue better this week than I thought I was going to. And I think I'd have to remember that I did a buttload of training last year, and it's just because I've been sick and a bit injured this year. I haven't done as much volume as what I usually would. So then now that I'm doing my normal or a bit higher volume than normal weeks, in my mind it feels like a lot, but it's actually probably not a lot for what my body is used to, if that makes sense. So I dealt with that really well. But one thing I have been doing is, as we know, if you've been following me for a while, I've had issues with bone stress injury and have a history of REDS, or relative energy deficiency in sport. So it's really important for me to make sure that I'm eating enough to sustain my training, because if I don't, I get a bone stress injury and I lose my menstrual cycle and all the other things that go along with that. And also you train like shit. So one thing I've been really doing and really wanting to focus on in this lead into Kona is making sure I'm eating enough. So I've actually just been using an AI. Should I say that? I don't know how people feel about AI. Anyways, I've been using an AI tracker app, and you just take a photo of your food and it estimates the calories. So it's obviously not perfect, but it's good enough to give you a rough idea that okay, if I expended 3,000 calories for the day and my the other stuff I need on top of that to sustain my normal everyday functioning is 2,000 calories. I need to eat 5,000 calories. So, and I think that's definitely meant that my energy levels have been good and consistent, which was nice. So yeah, I think my long ride definitely went better than I expected, because going into it, I was pretty tired. Like I had one long ride on Wednesday, which was had an hour 40 worth of effort. So it wasn't like too bad, because at Ironman pace, that's not too bad. But then I had my proper long ride specific on the Saturday. And by the time I got to that Saturday, I'd already done, I think it was 22 or 23 hours of training, which is decent for me for sure. And so, yeah, I was a bit worried I was going to be yacked for that. But thankfully, I rode pretty good, and there was some serious crosswinds, which I hated at the time. But my coach Liz pointed out that it's good practice for Kona, because it potentially, as we know, always has those crosswinds coming down from Harvey and going up Harvey. How do you know when you're building momentum, and what does it feel like? I don't know. Yeah, you just get this feeling of you start feeling fitter and fitter, and you don't have days where you feel super tired, or you have one day where you feel super tired, but then you're fine. And so then you're your ability to stack good sessions back to back. I mean, none of them have to be hero sessions, but being able to consistently feel good in most sessions, or even if you feel bad at the start, once you get going in the session, you feel good. And then, yeah, that just creates momentum, I think. And and I'm always I'm good at moving on from sessions too. So if they go not how I wanted, or I don't have a great session, I'll be pissed off for 5 minutes, and then I'll get over it. So, but yeah, so far, this block, I've thankfully been pretty good and not really had many bad sessions. And if I have bad sessions, it's usually swimming, and I mostly block out swimming after I've done it anyway. But touch wood, I'm actually swimming good at the moment. So I've actually been really enjoying swimming. And it's as most people know who do triathlon, it's pretty hard to be going well in all three at once. So, or feeling like you're making progress in all three at once. So that's been a nice feeling. How am I managing my body and mindset? This block compared to getting ready for other previous world champs. I think last year was different because I'd just come back from injury, and I wasn't really running that much properly before I started the 6 or 7 week build into world champs. So I feel last year I just kind of felt I was on the edge and rushing the whole time. I was always having to push a bit harder than what I wanted to. And I got to, I just made it to that taper. I was at the end of my tether, I think, by the time I got to that taper. And thankfully it paid off, but I definitely couldn't have trained another 2 or 3 weeks I had been, not even probably another week, to be honest, I had been leading into Nice. And then the 2 before that, I reckon were just the first one, didn't really know what I was doing, and I'd also been injured, so it was more just an experience one. And then 2023, I was training in Cairns with Beck Clark, and we just had a right old fun time. And I was just doing heaps of volume then, and we were still being super cautious with getting worried about me getting injured. So I did volume, but we were quite conservative with intensity. And this time I feel it's all hopefully converging into one where I don't feel super rushed. I feel we started at a right time, and Lake Placid went well, but not super well, but it was at least trending in the right direction. And I feel now we're getting on top of my nutrition stuff, so hopefully I don't bomb, touch wood again, at Kona. And so yeah, I think it's just going to be, it's a good mix of intensity and volume leading into this world champs. And Coach Liz, I thought was going to be a bit easier on me than what she has been, but it's good. She's it's the perfect mix of pushing me a little bit, but not pushing me too much that I break. What was the hardest session of the week? I think the bike, yeah, the long ride, because I was tired and also I was a bit off it by the end because it was getting super windy and yeah, it was hard. Like I always feel like the first two 30Ks feel really good, like 2x30Ks, but then it's like you're actually doing like 3 hours of effort basically, depending on the terrain and whatever. And where we're riding was pretty slow, so it's like each effort was more like between, you know, 50 and 55 minutes or whatever. So yeah, that was definitely hard. And then I had to run off the bike and I ran super slow for that. So go me, because one of the things I'm working on at this build too is running less in the grey zone and actually just running easy for my easy runs so that I can actually run my session runs well, because I can't do that many sessions because of my history of bone stress injury, so I'm harping on about it. But so I only really do 2 sessions a week maximum, and one of them's usually my long run. So that was definitely hard. And then following up with, I had a 30K long run the next day with like half of it at Ironman pace-ish. But yeah, and if I could sum up the week in 3 words, what would it be? Fun, hard, hungry. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'm racing Sunshine Coast in 2 weeks, so we're gonna be doing a bit of a lead into that and then covering the race, I think. So yeah.